here we are, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I've always wondered, how are the world's fastest drivers so fast? Now, one reason I've heard is they never use assists, as they slow you down, right? Well, not exactly. And in this video, I'm going to try and destroy that myth, and show you that the world's fastest drivers can use assists. As we're going to head over to Brands Hatch Indy circuit. Now, this was taken from a daily race in a previous week, daily race B, I believe, in a GR4 car. Then we're going to look at the fastest lap that was set that week, 47.346. Now, in this event, we had almost 70,000 people compete, in which fellow P1R driver Archivert GT, also known as Chris, managed to secure that exclusive title of being the fastest driver in the world. Now, a lot of people do stay clear of assists, and I think in this game they are kind of frowned upon. So you see a lot of players and a lot of big YouTubers will frown upon assists, saying not to use them. There's always this myth that they slow you down. But we're going to go down to counter steer and assist, and we're going to see that we've got that on strong. We're going to run a side-by-side lap comparison of the fastest time in the world with counter steer versus no counter steer. But as we get straight into the lap, you can see on the right hand side is the counter steer lap, and on the left we've got no assists. So as we approach the first corner, you can see if we look at the minimum speed, we're looking at 87 miles an hour for both. But if you look on the right hand side, you can see where the counter steer is just kicking in just on the exit of the corner. As we slow it down, it flashes red, and that's when you know the counter steer is in use. As we approach this bridge, as we come towards this tight hairpin, we're going to stop it there. And again, we've got a speed of 107 miles an hour for both, so nothing in it at the minute. As we approach the hairpin, we can see we've got a speed of 41 miles an hour, again, minimum speed for both. Now, the interesting one with this, you can see the left-hand side, we've got more throttle input on the no assist lap than we have on the right-hand side. Only a bit of input on the throttle, but you can see one frame on, there's a lot more input on the counter steer lap. As you can see, the counter steer working the minute that you exit this corner. So as we carry on this frame, you can see the counter steer there kicking in as it's flashing red. You see that there is just stabilising the car that little bit more as we come to the first sector. If we slow it down, the left hand side we've got an 18.307, and that compares to the right hand side with counter steer of an 18.256. So at the minute the counter steer is a little bit faster, and you can see that extra 1 mile an hour coming out the corner, which does make a big difference, believe it or not. As you approach this left-hander, you can see we're carrying more speed on the left-hand side, 94 mile an hour compared to 92 mile an hour. And now you'll see the differences as we enter the corner. Just as we reach the curb on the left-hand side, we're carrying 3 mile an hour more on the left than we are on the right-hand side. But all that means is on the right with the counter steer lap, it's the old cliche, slow in, fast out. As you can see, another frame on, you get an accelerator a little bit earlier with full throttle on the right hand side, and we're still 2 miles an hour down compared to the left hand side where we've got no throttle input whatsoever at the same point in the lap. Now with that corner now, slow and fast out, you can see as we pause it at the same point, we've caught up again on the counter steer lap, and we're both hitting 89 miles an hour. So still not much in it at this point, as Chris is coming towards the end of the lap. He reaches the curb on the left hand side at 104 miles an hour with the no assist lap, compared to 105 with the counter steer, so a huge 1 mile an hour difference. But we'll show you the different lines you can take for this corner. It does make a big difference. It's very subtle, but it does make a difference as we come to the next sector. With no assists, it's a 31.230. And with counter steer, it's a 31.200. So still ahead at the minute with counter steer. But as you look towards that curb, we're much further over to the right hand side with the counter steer lap compared to the no assists. Now that's just going to make it a little bit tighter as we're carrying that bit more speed. So as we go midway through the corner, we're going to see the differences. And there's a huge 4 mile an hour difference. As you can see, 78 mile an hour with no assists compared to 74. Now with a different approach to this last corner, this should allow Chris to have a nice entry and a faster exit, which will then create more speed along the home straight towards the line. As we go a bit further on, you can see Chris now applying a bit more brake to the no assist lap. And you can see the speed exactly the same at the minute, 66 mile an hour, with the additional brake pressure allows him to run a bit tighter to the exit. And now the third phase of the corner, you can see with the no assist, we're actually 3 miles an hour down. So we're going from 4 miles an hour up to 3 miles an hour down, but you can see we're a lot tighter to that right hand side, which then should allow us to get on the throttle a little bit earlier, but not run as wide on the exit. So you can see that tighter line with no assists. So definitely different lines you can take through that corner. As we carry on a little bit further, as Chris ran that tighter line on the no assist lap, you see you got a better exit, as you can now see the pit entry on the right hand side. We compare this to the countersteer lap where Chris is a lot further over to the left towards the curb, and all this means is now is we're going to have to create more steering input. You can see as we're going to be turning right, that will decrease traction and maybe scrub those tyres a bit, which will then lose speed coming onto the straight. Now again, that's very subtle. As you can see, again, the counter steer assist kicking in as he's trying to hook that car over to the right hand side. Now as we run forward to the penalty line, you can see now the speed is actually matching 105 for both no assist and counter steer lap as well. So that better exit on the left hand side gives you a much better run. And as we come across the line, you can see the no assist lap got 47.380, but the fastest lap in the world for that week on Daily Race B was set at a 47.346, and that was set with the use of counter steer. So in conclusion, what does this say about assists? Now, I'm not trying to put anyone off or tell people what to do or what to use and what not to use, but this is just to kind of destroy that myth of why assists are frowned upon on GT7. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a game. If they're there to use, then use them. I'm coming more from the angle that assists don't necessarily make you faster, but they also don't necessarily slow you down. And that's more what I'm looking at. If you feel more comfortable using traction control or counter steer, then go ahead and use it. Do not be afraid to use assists. They're there for a reason. And as you can see from this video, it certainly didn't slow down my teammate P1R Archivert GT down, as he became the world's fastest driver on this combo. So that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Laters.